Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of the video in Character Bootcamp and Seeing Bootcamp. In this section we're going to take our character that we just got done writing some character traits about, and we're going to take them for a test drive. So to keep myself from writing in summary and just go straight into scene, I'm going to pick just an ordinary, everyday moment and start writing in the middle of the scene about my character. And hopefully we'll find some things out about my character and try to use some things that I came up with in my list. So here we go. I'm going to narrate as I write, so just try to listen in. Richard walked into the lunchroom, scanning for a table to sneak into. It was his first day at a new school, and he really wanted to pick the right table. The table had to have a few things to create a perfect environment for a new kid to sit down. Richard knew this was his fourth move in 3 years. His dad was a military man. Moving around was a part of the gig. Richard didn't mind, though. He was good at making friends. What he really wanted, though, was a girlfriend. About the time Richard had made his way into the food line, he spotted it. The table. His eyes opened wide and his nostrils flared with excitement. 2 boys wearing football jerseys, another boy with glasses and a book, and a group of 4 girls that were dressed like they knew what they were doing. This was the table. Alright, I'm going to stop there. I'm actually going to just stop and I'm going to notice some things that I have going on. So I'm noticing some things about Richard now. I didn't know he had a military father. I just happened to write that out, so that kind of came out. I also noticed that Richard is really, really smart and perceptive about people. He's scanning the room. He's looking for people, and he's really trying to diagnose and analyze where he's going to sit down. He has apparently done this before, like I said in the text. So notice that I'm showing you that by showing you he's looking around the room for the table. I'm not directly saying he's smart and he's perceptive, but I'm showing you that. So try to do the same thing with your character, so your readers can see that through their character's actions and things they do instead of things that you tell them. I'm also noticing some things about my writing. I naturally went to third person narrative. So now, since we're on a test drive, I'm just going to switch gears a little bit. I'm going to move into first person and narrate as Richard. Like I said, remember, it's a test drive. We can go back and try to do some different things, and this way I can see which story, which point of view I like the best. So here I'm going to start writing again. I'm just going to draw a line where I left off and continue on from that point in first person this time. So here we go. It was the cool kid table. Perfect. And there's a seat right next to the pretty girl. Okay, don't be an idiot. I know how to do this. As I took a deep inhale and exhale, I started to walk over, lunch in my sweaty hand. As I was approaching the table, the pretty brunette looked up, noticing I was closing in on their bubble. In my most calm and cool voice, I said, "Hey guys, I'm Richard. New here, wondered if I could sit down and introduce myself over some milk." The pretty girl smiled and giggled a little. So did I. The 2 football players noticed my size, and after eyeing me up and down, one of them said, "Hey." The guy that said "hey" had a great set of hair. He must be the quarterback or something. Quarterback looked me up and down and said, "What's up, man? I'm Tommy. Good to meet you. Grab some pine." At that very moment, my butt touched down on the seat. I dropped my bagged lunch. The yogurt fell underneath the table and splattered all over everyone's shoes. The girls squealed like a bunch of field mice, and the guys just looked at me in disgust. I was in trouble. Think, quick, quick. I reached into the lunch bag, grabbed the first thing I could find, and smashed it into my face. I chewed it down in 5 seconds, staring all of them down, never breaking eye contact. After I choked down a whole ham sandwich and a bag of chips, I stopped and softly said, "Sorry, I just get really excited about lunch." Tommy looked at me and said, "You got a Cheeto on your face, man." And I grabbed it with my hand, smeared it off, stared at it, looked up at them, and then I licked it right off my hand. The boys started laughing so hard. The girls politely smiled, and the pretty girl reached out her hand towards me. She winked and said, "Hi, Richard. I'm Maggie." It worked. I was safe. And I think I'm in love. Alright, so we're just going to stop there. That scene could probably go on. I'm having a lot of fun with it, but we're going to stop there. So, a couple more things I noticed about Richard, and I want you to notice about Richard, is notice I said he was sloppy at the beginning. Now I'm showing you how he's sloppy. Right when he sits down, he drops the lunch, the yogurt goes everywhere, splatters all over everyone's shoes, and the first reaction he does is to smash things into his mouth. Kind of disgusting, but the way he does it, he just kind of stares them down, just eating it the whole time, and he's looking at them, just waiting for them to react. And then finally he says, and he tries to crack a joke to see if that would break the ice. So I'm also finding out that Richard's kind of funny. That would make sense because he's really good at making friends. And in this situation, it works really well for him. Not only do the guys laugh at his joke and the way he licks the Cheeto off of his hand, but the pretty girl smiled, reached out her hand, and introduced herself to him. We also see a little foreshadowing here right at the end. He says, "I think I'm in love." That's really kind of starting to set us up for our character, about the thing we know about our character Richard, that he falls for girls easily. He did mention he wanted a girlfriend earlier, and that he kind of tries to outward the girls. So we didn't get to that point yet, but that's definitely where the scene was heading and where probably the story was going to head. So I want you guys to try to give your character a shot now. Just put him in an everyday scene and just start writing about him and see if you can show the reader what they do instead of telling them. Use actions, things that they do. Use their inner thoughts and their motivations to really convey to the reader what they like and don't like. Give it a shot, see how it goes, and we'll see you next time.